Hey, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see back up in here, we've got a beautiful day happening here today. A little warm, so I'm going to be sitting in the shade for this review. And today we're going to get back on the water system and review a little portable reverse osmosis system that you can easily take anywhere with you and have some purified water. As a lot of you know, we do harvest our own water, rainwater out here, and purify it for all uses, drinking, bathing, cooking. We rely on rainwater 100% for our water right here. Oh, come on up here. I know, I'm talking to somebody else. Yeah. All right, so let's get right into it. We're going to take a look at this new product here. So what we've got here today is the ITEHIL portable reverse osmosis water purification system. This has all the makings of being something you might want in your travel pack, camping, wilderness adventure, wherever you might end up, or even just alongside your counter in your kitchen for some extra water purification if you need be. But it really has a great portability. So it has a really nice carrying handle here, and I'm just picking it up with one hand. Of course, there's no water in it right now. It weighs in about 9 pounds dry, which is very nice. And it comes with, it's a 3-stage water filtration system, and I'll show you what those 3 stages are. The very first stage is this right here, and this is a heavy sediment filter attached to a 12-foot tube that you can throw into whatever your water source would be, a lake, a stream, or in our case, water catchment. As a lot of you know, we live 100% off rainwater here, and we rely upon ourselves to purify it for our needs, drinking, cooking, bathing, and whatnot. So, and I've reviewed some other reverse osmosis systems that we use around the place here, but this is a nice little portable unit. So this is a heavy sediment filter. That would be considered your first stage. So if you drop this into a, something with a lot of sediment, it's gonna keep the bulk of it from getting to your other filters. And the other 2 filters slip in right here, and I'll show you those. So right here, you've got what they call a hybrid filter. And then here's your reverse osmosis filter. And those are the 3 stages. And they simply just screw in to their slots there. It does come with an unlocking handle like this right here. In case it's a little too hard for you to turn, you just drop it onto there, pop it like that to the unlock position, and it simply slips out. And this is what they call the hybrid, or the 2nd stage of filtration. And then over here, simply unlock and pull out the reverse osmosis filter. And this is your final stage, and nothing really is going to get through there that's going to hurt you. And that's the whole idea behind using reverse osmosis, is the filter is so fine that you are protected from most pathogens that could get to you by far. So, and then these, when they drop in, there's a little, let's see if we can pick it up here on the camera. There's a little unlock icon here, or indentation, and then a lock here, and same thing on the RO filter. So you just align it with the unlocked position, push it down as far as you can, and then simply turn to its locked position. Same thing here, go to unlocked, push it down, and then turn it to its locked position. Now these filters are in place, and it's ready for use. Now on the front of this is got a 12,000 milliamp rechargeable lithium iron phosphate battery, and the only way to charge this unit is with a USB-C connection, which is there on the top, and it has a little cover for that as well. So whether you're using a small battery pack to charge this, or portable power station. It says it can be used with solar panels as well. You're going to have a USB-C connection. And then underneath that, right there is the on-off switch. Below that is a reverse osmosis reset button, and then a hybrid reset button. And then underneath that, you've got a run light, a charge light, an RO light, and a hybrid light. So, and then on the back of the unit, right here, it's got a couple little holes here. There's a little flap that covers that up. And then you've got this, which snaps into place right there for your water discharge. And it just simply snaps in, and then when you want to take it out, you just push this button down right here, and it pulls right back out. Just like that. Nice and easy, but it gives you a little bit of snap, so you know it's in place, and then you can wiggle it around, see that it's tight. There it locked. Okay. Now on that, you've got two tubes. And all reverse osmosis systems are going to have a purified water and some wastewater. It does use a certain amount of waste. A lot of times these are about 1-to-1. So on the left side, right here, which is attached to about a 4-foot line, is your wastewater. Now this, I would recommend that you save it. And if you were out camping, save your wastewater and use it for doing your dishes, washing your hands, things of that nature. And then on the right side, which it does say drinking water on the right side, the tube on that is indicated by the little white insert right there. So you know that that's your drinking water side. So when we fire this up, we're going to drop this wastewater into one container, and then this one in one container that we know will be for drinking, and we will save the wastewater and use it for something else. And then on the other side is where that first stage, where this filter simply screws into the back, attached to, like I said, about a 12-foot piece of tubing. So wherever you decide to pull water from, you're going to need to have the unit be within about 12 feet. So very, very simple. We have yet to run any water through it. We have all the filters in place that are needed now. So the last thing that I will need to do is charge this battery that is inside of it, 12,000 milliamp lithium iron phosphate. We'll charge this unit fully, and then we're going to start pumping some water and see what that looks like. So guys, I've been charging this up now for 25.5 hours. I'm going to quit trying to charge it. Been charging it with this Opus 1800 watt portable power station. And we can see right now it's taking 0 watts, but it keeps doing this where it, you know, it'll allow 1, 2, sometimes as high as 5 watts. The light configuration has never changed from, it does this blinking red and then sometimes goes to sustained red. So I'm just going to have to assume that's a fully charged battery. I'm not going to keep it on there, but I watched it. I kept waiting for it to maybe turn green or do something different, and it never did. So off that goes, and off that goes. We're done. And we're just going to go ahead and run it now, and I'm going to run it enough to really work that battery out and see if when I recharge it, if it changes any aspect of its charging. I can't, and it can only be charged up by USB-C right there. And I have tried every different kind of way of charging it. USB-C, a brick on the AC side, the DC side with just USB-C to USB-C. So anyway, any of those is a proper way of charging this. It is the only way to charge this station up, USB-C. So I'm assuming that that's a fully charged battery, and maybe it just doesn't turn a different color or do anything different. But it acted that way from its initial start, so we shall see. And just before we plug this in to start charging it, it says it'll take about 3.5 hours to fully charge this battery. So we'll put that to the test too and see what happens. And it does indicate to go ahead and drop your first stage into water before you do start pumping. So we've got that in hand here, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. We're going to drop it right into here, which is about almost 5 gallons of water that has been expelled from a different reverse osmosis system. And we're going to drop it down quite a ways. And then we're going to put the other tubes into these 2 containers right here. And the one with the yellow handle will be for drinking, and this will be what is the discharge. So let's take those lines and drop them in. Well, actually, before we do drop the lines into these 2 containers right here, it does say to run this for 10 minutes to clean out anything that might be in these lines, any little particles that might be lingering around those brand new cartridges. It just says to run it for 10 minutes before your initial use. So with help of these bromeliads, we're just going to let the water run here for 10 minutes. I won't show you all of that, but I will show you when we turn it on. I am pressing the button. Okay, I can hear the pump. Very, very quiet. Little vibration. The green light indicating it's in the run position is on. No water yet, as it's pre-charging those filters in here, but it is running. Super, super quiet. I'm not even sure you'll be able to hear that, but just a slight little hum and a little vibration. Now I can hear some water gurgling in here. It's filling these filters up, and probably wet. They say this thing weighs about 13 pounds. That'll probably be accurate. Dry, it was 9 pounds, but that was without the filters and no water in there. Now I can hear it gurgling, chugging away, pushing through, and here I see my first signs of water coming, and there we go. So I'm going to set the timer, let that run 10 minutes. There's a nice little stream coming out of what will be the reverse osmosis side, and about the same size stream on the wastewater. And we're just going to let that go onto the ground for 10 minutes. And I'll be right back, and then we'll give it the old taste test. So it's only been running for a few minutes, but I wanted to remind you that what it says in the instructions is, which I thought of too, is like, well, between uses. I mean, you're going to have some standing water in your cartridges for sure. You know, you go out on a camping trip, you use it, but then when you're done using it, there's still going to be some water in there. So it says to go ahead and do this same thing between uses or for its initial use after installing some new filters. Go ahead and run it for 10 minutes. And just make sure you've cleaned your lines out real good. So yeah, that's worth mentioning because it did cross my mind. Well, between uses, you know, you can't be changing filters every time. I did look on their website to see what these replacement filters cost. The RO is right at about 50 bucks, and the hybrid is right at about 40 bucks. So not extremely cheap to replace, but reverse osmosis filters seem to run about 50 bucks these days, no matter what kind of a unit you're running. So not really out of line either. And I will let you know what the supposed lifespan is on these units. The RO was quite a bit longer than the hybrid, and I'll look that up and get back to you with that in a minute. But yeah, there it is. Running good. And then we'll start collecting here in a minute. So we're just about on the last minute of it being cleaned out for its initial use. And I will say that the instruction booklet it came with is lacking quite a bit of information. There's a ton more information on their website, which is actually pretty good. And it says that the reverse osmosis filter is good for 6 months or 550 gallons. I guess they're recommending you change it twice a year if you're using it pretty heavily. The hybrid filter is rated for 1 month or 350 gallons. So, you know, it says a couple hundred more gallons for the RO filter. I find that to be true on the other filters that I use. The reverse osmosis doesn't need to be changed as often. So anyway, then the last thing that I think that's real pertinent to mention is that it can make, let's see what it said here, 27 liters of water in one charge. So 27 liters of water on one charge. So that's respectable. That's quite a bit of water. That would get you through any kind of a camping or emergency. Yeah. Okay, we just came upon 10 minutes, so we've cleaned it out to its recommendations. And I will say in the 10 minutes, this was not quite full, this 5-gallon container, but it's taken about half of it, maybe a little more than half. So it did draw about 2.5 gallons in 10 minutes. And now let's start. We'll drop the wastewater into there and the purified reverse osmosis into this one. And I'll go ahead and run this out, and then we'll get a comparison. Both of those were empty, so I'll be able to kind of see what the ratio is. Like I said, a lot of these reverse osmosis systems are kind of a 1-to-1. For every gallon you get of purified water, you're going to get, you know, close to that with you know, the one that is not purified, the one that it uses, you know, just the water to push it through the RO system. So there we are, and the sediment filter, of course, is at the bottom of this tank here. And what we are doing, as I mentioned, is I am just refiltering some wastewater from another reverse osmosis system. It shouldn't be an issue at all. I mean, it's not like it's really, the rainwater catchment that we have is not horrible by any means, but they do produce a certain amount of waste. So we'll let that run a little bit longer, and I'll show you what the comparison is side by side. I just love how quiet that thing is. Boy, you have to be right up next to it. Hopefully you guys can hear just a slight little purr going on. Just super, super quiet. Okay, so I did give it just about a 5-minute run, real close to 5 minutes. And you can see the drinking water level is right to here, and the wastewater is right to there. So it wasn't a 1-to-1, which is nice. It took less than that. Way less wastewater than purified water. And now for the big test, this is the drinking water one with the yellow handle. We're going to pour it into here. Take a look at it. Yeah, nice. I'm looking down into it. Looks great. Looks great. Now the taste. Yeah, it tastes good. So, yeah, there you go. That's the ITEHIL reverse osmosis portable water purification system. Boy, I can see a lot of uses for this. I really can. We're going to test this out over and over here. See if when we recharge this, if we get some different indications on the charging light. Everything looks great on this. The only thing I found was, of course, as I showed you, was that charging light not coming off. I assume that was a full battery. I'll see how it does in future charges and let you guys know. And for those of you that have made it This far, I'll let you know that through the channel, they're offering $100 off of this unit. So for those of you that are thinking for emergency, some sort of preparation to make sure you have a little water insurance, you get some iffy water coming through your pipes, whatever they're deciding to send you as pure water, you might want to clean it up yourself. This thing looks like it'll work just fine. Yeah, pretty happy about that. We like it. We're going to use it. If I ever see anything that's not working right on it, you'll be the first to know. There we go. Take care of your own water. Well, thanks as always for tuning in, everybody. Another fun little review. These are the type of systems we like out here, ways of making it more sustainable for living on your own, off-grid, and not relying on anybody else for anything. You know, it's like water's so important, water quality. So love seeing stuff like this. Absolutely love it. All right, you guys have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one. Aloha. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Absolutely great.